So I'm thinking about that. And then I hear, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. There will be an answer. Okay, thank you. Stop worrying, just relax. Let's have the session. So with that, let's jump in. I'm going to ask Metatron to give us something a little more potent this morning, because I think we all need it. So the way we begin is with just a little grounding, a little mini meditation before we jump in. For all of you, if you'll just sit back in your chair, take a couple of deep breaths, close your eyes, and just focus on your breathing for a moment. Just let your heart rate slow down and your breathing slow and steady, relaxed. With each exhale, just feel all thoughts of the outside world slipping away. In this moment, nothing exists except our gathering, our intention, and our energy. And I'm feeling this big ball of orange, powerful energy right in front of me. And it's moving closer and closer. And it's now touching my skin. And it's moving through and around my body. Your body. You are now absorbed in this big ball of orange energy. Very unusual. And you might feel a tingle from that energy. You might feel softness. Just engage. Notice what you feel from that energy. And notice as you look out through that orange ball, how the world looks different. Maybe it looks cleansed, more sparkly, more magical. How amazing, in just seconds, the world has been transformed. And the angels and guides want you to know this really can be your reality. As you come together with all of the light workers of the world, with love and intention, sharing your beautiful divine light, you really can transform the world. And if we think about that orange energy, what is that symbolic? That's the sacral chakra, right? Sacral chakra is the seat of your power. That's sex, and that's money, that's abundance. That's that place where you engage so viscerally with the world. Allow that sacral chakra to charge up, to power your engine as you move forth in your day, to help you more fully express your intention, your desires, and your love. Allow that to expand out into the world. And now, with your eyes still closed, look up and notice the top of this orange ball. There's a brilliant white light that's attached at the very top. That's your connection to divine. It's always there, whether you're aware of it, whether you see it, feel it, it's always there, unbroken. Firmly, safely connected to divine. And you too can channel if you choose to. You all have that ability. And this is an invitation to you. Oh, this is so beautiful. Metatron is inviting you all to relax and allow your guides to connect with you, to trust and to know that you can communicate with your own guide team. It does take practice. In the beginning, you may get very little, but just celebrate whatever you get. Appreciate and know that over time it will expand. Like any muscle, a channel muscle must be developed. And dear, beautiful souls, in this time, in this day, we need more to come forth to share the message. Because here's the interesting thing. The messages that come through are similar and yet different. Because truth is actually a subjective thing. Your version of truth may be very different than someone else's version of truth. And that is perfectly fine, because there's room in this world for those multiple truths, for those multiple realities. Allow that to expand. Revel in it, because your truth will be perfect for you. There will be those who will be attracted to the truth you share, but not someone else's, and vice versa. And that's the beauty of how divine shares the love and the truth with us. It's like sprinkling it across the world. Some will take it up and they'll speak it and share it. Some will not. But it's shared with multiples because it needs to get out there. It needs to get shared. So if you feel led to share, please do so. Don't be afraid. And I know, because I've been there, when those things come through, sometimes they sound a little outrageous or hard to believe. But if you've been given a divine message, it was intended to be shared. Now, you don't have to. You can keep it for yourself and you can treasure it and enjoy it. There's no judgment. But if you feel led to share it, then please do. Lift up your voice and join in this veritable choir of angels who are singing to light up the world. Let your voice join theirs. Thank you, Metatron. Is there anything else you want to share now? Oh yeah, now I'm feeling, your heart chakra expanding. It's this big ball of white glowing light, and it's expanding larger and larger. Your heart chakra is just getting so large, it's encompassing the world. All of those beautiful heart chakras are overlaid, lifting, energizing, loving the world. And you're part of that. What a marvelous day to be alive. Thank you. Oh, and with that, it's now bursting like a balloon, and there's all this confetti flying around. It's a massive celebration because you have come today to be a part of our sacred and profound gathering. The heavens celebrate you for being here, for your beautiful intentions, and for what we will now create together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So take a couple of deep breaths and just allow your awareness to come back. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes and rejoin our gathering. Katja, I see that you're here, and I know you have limited time, so I'm going to unmute you. Do you have a question this morning?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Hi.
Hi. And I see a couple of people I know who joined that I invited, which is awesome. Hello, Dow. Hello, Coral. Maybe other people I don't see the names, so it's fantastic.
It's wonderful.
So,
Thank you for inviting them.
yeah, the question is that I have is, I don't know if it's specific enough, but I'm feeling that my direction is changing, and maybe my guides can help me to understand which road to take. Does it make sense?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I feel that energy for you, Katja, that there's the feeling of anticipation and excitement. I don't know if you're feeling that yet, but that's what's hovering around you. So what's happening is your guides are formulating multiple plans for you because they want you to choose the one that's the very best, the most exciting, the most delicious. No settling for you. No, you didn't come to settle. You came to grab the gusto and live the life with both hands, full out. That's the energy that powers you. So as you look at the choices before you, is there one that stands out that just feels more exciting?
Yes.
Okay. So why is it you haven't gone forward on that one yet?
Good question. I'm not sure.
Okay. So perhaps it's uncertainty that it's the right choice. They want you to know the one that feels best is always the right choice. And here's the thing, you know, we get scared and we hold back and we think, oh, is that just my ego telling me? Is that just because I want it? Or is that really what my soul wants? So no, your soul is telling you by letting you know which one's the most delicious, that this is the one. Let's go, baby. Let's take off and do this already. But that little voice that's nagging you that, oh, maybe it's the wrong choice. What you need to know is that it's the right choice right now because you can feel it. Feel it through your solar plexus that it feels wonderful. That's your validation that it's right. But once you choose it, you don't have to stay with that choice for the rest of your life. And I think often that's what holds us back. We think, oh, if I make that commitment, I've got to stay with it. No, you only stay with it for as long as it feels wonderful. Because remember, you are evolving as a soul. So what is wonderful today may not be wonderful tomorrow. Only stay with that choice as long as it serves you and feels wonderful. As soon as you start to feel the luster wearing off, then you look around for the next options that your guides are offering you. And then you grab that next brass ring and you go for it and you enjoy the heck out of it as long as it lasts. But that's what life is about. It's a series of higher, more up-leveled choices because your frequency is rising, your needs are changing. Honor that. Go with that. Have a wonderful time with that. And in the doing, you will bless so many other people because you are a leader and they're waiting for you to come forth and show them the way towards their next step and their next evolution. Does that make sense?
It does. Can you ask my guide for kind of message for me, my guides rather, for the message for me for next 90 days?
Okay. So what should Katja focus on for the next 90 days? I'm seeing you riding a unicycle, holding an umbrella with a box of popcorn. So it's about, oh my gosh, well, what's the unicycle, right? That's staying balanced, isn't it? That's staying upright. So yeah, you're on shifting sands. You're having a little issue with the balance right now. So they gave you the umbrella because the umbrella helps you to stay balanced, right? You need that. And then the popcorn is just for fun. So here you are, you're exploring and experimenting something new. Relax into it. Because what happens when you stress, you fall off the unicycle. It's when you breathe, relax, allow that you flow on the unicycle. And then there's no worry about falling off because your guides are on either side of you. They're holding your elbows. You're not going to fall. They've got you. So just enjoy it and explore. Because right now what I'm seeing is you're on that unicycle and you're going in this very small little circle. You're staying in a very small little, ooh, and now I'm feeling a blanket. Yeah, it's like, oh, keeping you confined to a small space. Throw off that blanket. That unicycle can take you far, but only if you point your direction. And what's that about? When you ride a unicycle, the way it works, a little bit like riding a horse, you have to focus towards where you want to go, and your body will follow. So you are not focusing out far enough on the horizon. You are not dreaming big enough. You're afraid and you're staying in a smaller space. Does that make sense?
Totally. Thank you.
Yeah. Is that good?
That was awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for taking me quickly.
You're welcome. I remember last time you had to leave and missed your message. So wanted to be sure you got in. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here,
you.
for inviting your friends. Okay, so I'm just gonna flip through. I see, is that Isla with your hand up?
Yes,
Hi,
it's me. How are you?
good, how are you?
Good. Thank you for being there and so cheerful.
You're welcome. Feels good to be here with you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, working and imagining the world to be much better and sooner.
Yeah, we all are. So do you have a question for today?
Yes, I do. I'm looking forward to hear from the guides to see how I can bring funding at this time to the business, and will I be able to do that now in the negotiations I'm facing?
So do you want to know if the current negotiations will be successful?
Yes.
Okay, so for Isla, is it highly likely the negotiations she's presently in will be successful and lead to funding? Let's add that. I get a yes, but it's not a strong yes. It's a very good chance. Does that make sense? Because there are still some things at play that could impact it. But right now it's getting stronger as we talk. So I'm getting a yes on that. Does that help?
Good. More hopeful. Thank you.
So is there anything else you can share with Isla that will allow her to feel more hopeful about the future? This is really interesting, Isla. So I've got my pendulum going here, and when I asked that question, it changed directions. So what is that about? That's not happened that I can remember before. What is that about? So it's feeling, Isla, like it's switching again. It's about you being prepared to be very flexible and to go with the flow, whichever way it's taking you, if that makes sense. Don't get locked down into straight line thinking and being rigid. You've got to flow like the trees with the wind, right? So that you don't break. So what you're striving to accomplish requires lots of moving parts and lots of people involved and so many components that are not necessarily within your control. In order for you to bring this project to fruition, to get the success and the satisfaction you're seeking, you need to be, now I'm seeing you like on balancing on the logs in the water, you've got to constantly keep moving and flowing with it so that you don't fall off. So for you, there's a lot of energy that's involved with this. It's like, now is not the time to lie back and relax. Now is the time to be focused, but not stressed. Focused and flowing, and then just go with the direction so that you don't break. You're going to have to do lots of course corrections as you take this journey. But you knew that when you chose this. This is a big project, and you knew it was not going to be easy. So just allow that. Know it's a challenge, but you are up for it. That's what they really want you to get, Isla. You're up for the challenge.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
So if you could mute yourself, because there's a lot of people and it's hard for me to see all the controls right now, that'd be really helpful. Okay. Neha, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Deborah.
What's your question today?
Yeah, last time I was on the call, I wanted to know about my health and I got a reason. I want to ask again the same question regarding my health. Like, what's blocking my good health? Like, I have diagnosed with diabetes. I'm just 29 and also carrying extra weight around my mid. So, what guides have to like say so that it can help me? Also took like as you told like action last time you told me about my health and I didn't. So what they are telling now?
Okay. So what can you share with me about her health? I'm getting lots of swirling and clouds and a lot of uncertainty. Is that what you're
Okay.
feeling? Are you feeling that in your solar plexus, the uncertainty and the darkness?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, so they're showing me that feeling right now. Okay, so but how does she get out of that? What do you recommend? Oh, so they're showing me a picture of you kind of like the fetal position, and so you're protecting yourself because it's uncomfortable and it's probably scary. And they're saying, Neha, by doing that, you're keeping all of that inside. You're holding onto it. You're clinging onto it. Let it go. It's time for you to stand up, to expand your energy. There's nothing to be afraid of. Maybe there's a little fear about your energy being too powerful and harming someone or harming you or causing harm to you. Let go of that. This is the time to stand up tall, embrace your power, allow it to come out of you, because what's happening is it's now all internal, and that's what's causing that big buildup. You're feeling all that pressure. So I see that they're taking your hand and they're picking you up off the ground and they're beckoning you forward. They're saying, come, one step at a time. We know it's not comfortable. We know it's scary, but follow and trust one step at a time, and you will start to feel freer in your body. You will feel lighter in your body, less constriction, and that darkness and the clouds will start to dissipate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, lot of sense because I know that I'm a very powerful being, and since this lockdown has given me time, I'm working on myself a lot.
Yeah,
So
a
to
lot.
embrace my
Go ahead.
yeah. So the main message is I need to embrace my power, and feel freer and lighten and work with the angels to assist me.
Yes, because a lot of light workers feel that, Neha. It's not just you. They've been killed and tortured and, exiled, all kinds of horrible things, multiple lifetimes. So now they're in this time when they're really feeling the call to come forth and use their gifts for mankind and themselves, but they're afraid. Those old patterns run deep. Just know this is the lifetime you chose to get out of that, to release all of that old, to take it off like, you would take a harness off of a horse after it's worked hard all day. Take that harness off, stretch and expand and allow that energy to flow from you, because holding it all in is causing harm to your body. It's powerful. It's got to go somewhere. So
Yeah, I have been thinking to like go online and like be on video call and give help to people, but I'm scared. Like it will now is not the right time to help others.
oh no, now is the time. Absolutely. We're all being called. So go to YouTube and listen to that video I told you about earlier. I don't know if you were here. I just uploaded a
Uh,
video a couple days ago, a call to the light workers to come forth, because now is the time you're needed. This is what you've been waiting for.
okay, I will hear that.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Let
you
me
so
know.
much. Thank you, the guides. Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm just gonna pop down to chat. Melinda, if you want to unmute yourself.
Morning, Deborah.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So you want to connect with your guides more, and you want to know if you're on the right path. Okay. So what can you share with Melinda about a deeper connection with her guides? They're showing me a water faucet with just a drip, drip, drip. So that's validation that you are getting information from your guides. It's just slow. But know that you're priming the pump right now. Soon that water faucet will open and it will flow very heavily if you want it to. It may come down more than what you anticipated, but it's there for you. As far as blocking it, it's just the fear and the uncertainty and questioning yourself, not trusting that what you're getting really is your guides. So here's what they say all the time for everybody, and that is that when you get those intuitive hits and you hear that little voice, your instinct often is to dismiss it as your ego. But here's the thing, if it's a positive, uplifting thought or inspired idea, go with it. It's probably your guides. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Because when it's your ego voice, that's usually mocking or sarcastic or, you know, trying to hold you back. Because ego just wants to keep you safe. Ego's not evil. It's your partner. It wants to keep you safe so that you can get through this life and be here for a long time. What ego needs to understand is that that is suppressing soul. And if ego would just get on board and be a little more flexible and have more fun and expand, ego would probably have a ball. That's what happened with mine. In my book, I talk about that after having a powwow with my ego, soul, and higher self. Finally, we got ego to loosen up a little bit and come on board with us. And ever since then, there's been this really amazing shift where ego is a lot more flexible and more willing to step up and try more things. So just know that that's the path that you can take. And if you need to, sit down and have a powwow with your ego and hash those things out. Loosen up so that you can expand. Be cognizant of that fear that will hold you back. That's for all of us. Taking new action is scary. Getting out of our comfort zone is scary. So just one step at a time, slowly move out. Listen for those inspired ideas that are just exciting and delicious, and go do them as fast as you can. The more you do that, the more connected to your guides you will be. So just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and you'll see it expand. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. Yeah. So I just, I didn't know if they saw anything from the past too that was just a block that they know I need to work on, anything like that? Any other weird?
Yeah, let's ask, is there anything from the past, a block that Melinda needs to focus on now? And they're saying, oh, baby, there's lots of stuff, but don't worry about it. You're going to work on it bit by bit by bit. You know, if you focus too much on that, it holds you back and it becomes the excuse for not going forward.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just
Good way
when
to look at
you
it.
are fully capable of working through all of these blocks, you're a warrior. It's your time and you're so ready. So none of this stuff is going to defeat you unless you let it defeat you. I'm seeing you like flicking it off your shoulders and just moving on because you've got important stuff to do.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Let's look for another hand. Coral Bell. Can you unmute yourself?
Hello, Deborah. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's good morning to you and good afternoon to me because it's 5:30 in the afternoon.
Oh my gosh. Awesome. So what's your question?
I'm wanting to discover what are my blocks around earning money online and using my skills and abilities to create my financial status that I really want.
Okay. So for Coral Bell, what can you tell her about any financial blocks to earning money online? Well, they're showing me a picture of a whole crowd of people, and there you are in the center, and you're jumping up and down trying to be seen because there's this sea of faces all competing for attention online, right? So it's
Right.
about you finding a way to share your unique voice so that you do stand out. So now I'm seeing you putting on like this neon multicolored jacket so that you just shine and sparkle, and people can't help but see you because you stick out from the crowd, right? So this is about you spending a little time figuring out what you can put out there, how you can put it out there so that you stand out from the crowd. And then setting your energetic intention to attract your tribe, the people who are seeking what you have to offer. Because, and now I'm seeing like this big line going out, and there you are, hand over hand, you're reeling in the line, and there come that crowd of people who have all been attracted to that line as opposed to all the others out there in the world, and they're coming to you. So there's effort involved because you're doing the hand over hand thing.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So there's effort involved in this. It's not as simple as just hanging up your shingle online and magically the people show up. It's first of all the visibility. Then it's your intention, and just, consistency. I'm hearing that word. Consistency and persistence. Just keep doing it. Don't give up. If one door doesn't open, don't fight to open that door. Go find one that opens easily. Because, sometimes we get it in our heads that this is what we have to do, and we fight and we pull and we put all this energy into trying to open that door. It's not our door, and all that time and energy is wasted. So look for what's easy and flows. That's going to be your answer. If it's not easy and flowing, go on to the next one. Don't waste your time.
Okay. Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, it does.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Erin.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you? You might hear a child in the background here because I got my little girl and she's participating. I had sent you a message, but what I wanted to talk about is I have been with my children the past month, isolated because of the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finding that I'm just frustrated with everything. I'm tired. I'm not sleeping good. I get this sensation of falling before I sleep, like that I have to catch myself. And then my question is just what is going on? Like, how do I deal with this confined isolation? And I'm also getting like the yogic symbols for the solar plexus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like seeing those and I don't know how to put this all together.
Yeah, so I think I know what it is. Let me just ask. Yeah, those are ascension symptoms, Erin. Because you're in this mode of lockdown and focus, and the space is there, the ascension symptoms are kicking up a notch. So that sensation of falling, that little vertigo feeling, the other things that you're feeling and you're seeing, that's just you shifting to a higher vibrational frequency. A lot of people are feeling it right now. For some of them, it feels like the flu, believe it or not. It can feel like fatigue. You can Google it. I mean, there's a whole long list of symptoms that people are feeling as they're going through this ascension. As to how long it will last, it goes faster if you flow with it and don't resist it. If you welcome it and say, yeah, baby, bring it on. I'm ready. I want that higher level of connection. I want that faucet turned on wide so I can get more information. I want a better connection with my team. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Is there more of a question? Are you good with that, Erin, or did you have something else?
I am good.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And if you could just mute yourself for me because, oh, there, I found you. Never mind. All right. All right, I think we got them all muted now. So, Kat. Are you there, Kat?
Yeah, wait.
I hear you.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay. Is that by hitting chat and then okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I just sent you what my question was because I'm having a hard time articulating it, but do you see it?
I see it. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Okay. So for Kat, what are her guides telling her about this relationship that she just started? It feels important, but he keeps disappearing. And then also something about direction. So let's tackle one at a time. So for the relationship for Kat, is this a relationship that is optimal for a long-term commitment? Let's start there. No, it's not for long-term. Is it a relationship that's optimal for investing time in the short term? Yeah, but it's kind of wishy-washy. It's like, if you really want to, but while you're spending time there, that's preventing you from going out and meeting somebody else if that's what you're truly desiring. Is that connection?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, that's perfect. I mean, I know that he really likes me. He's the one who came after me, but it's just, I don't know. I always know that people come into our lives for a reason, and I just don't get it on this one. So, but I like to finish things off before I move on to the next one. And I have a feeling that that's really what I need to be doing with this.
Yeah. That's why the answer was kind of in between. You do what you want with it, Kat.
Right.
But definitely not a long-term thing. So as long as it's serving you, enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And
Okay.
so what about your work and direction? Do you want to give me a little more detail on what you want there?
Well, I think it's just, I think that what other people are kind of, with all of this quarantine and stuff, it's interesting in the parts of your work and stuff that have shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And then the parts of your work that are opening up. And so with me, I'm in the creative field. And so opening up those aspects of it online, so much of my income was based on going out and meeting people. And that's changed. So, but I do know that through my creative work, I am, that's kind of my purpose and stuff. I just don't know how to express it at this point. And when I ask guides for direction, I don't know. I'm new to all of this, so I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So
I'm
the
not
first
clear.
thing that hit me as you're talking about that, you know, you're used to going out and working with people face to face and making those human connections. So when you get online, you need to kind of do the same thing. You've got to make that connection. And since they can't see you, they're only reading your words or maybe seeing you like in a virtual setting. You need to make a connection first before you try to bring them on as a client. Now, Katja, who was on earlier, is an expert at this. So any of you who are on the call or listening to this recording later, if you're having trouble making connections online, I highly recommend you connect with Katja. So I'm making a mental note. I need to put the link for Katja in this video because she can help you with transitioning and bringing your personality, your energy to your online presence. She can teach you how to do that very effectively because there really is an art to it. You know, how you feel if somebody comes into your messenger and drops a message and they're trying to sell you, and it's like, who are you and why are you here? It's kind of a feeling of being invaded, right? You don't want to do that. That turns people off, and now you've just lost a potential opportunity to connect with someone. So it's about connecting human to human first and finding out what you have in common, whether they might even be somebody you could work with, or maybe they know somebody you could work with. So it's going to slow you down. I think that's one of the big differences about going online. You've got to go slower and allow the relationships to develop. And then it should kind of happen organically as they get to know you and what you do. If they're interested, they'll let you know. Maybe you throw out an offer that intrigues them, but it needs to evolve a little slower, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess, I didn't articulate it well in parts of it because I'm a photographer, a commercial photographer. And so working with those clients, you have to go out and physically be out photographing with people and product and everything else. Well, that's been shut down now. And that I had shifted my focus to that being a large part of my income. It's postponed, I guess is a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I realized maybe I should be focusing in on my fine art part of it. And because if I had done that, I would be able to sell books or, you know, be doing that. And so trying to shift myself into that, because that's a much scarier form of income because it's not as certain.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard for me. And I also feel like it's important for me to be doing and getting my voice out there. I don't know. And whether or not I bring in illustration or something, you know, something.
Don't overcomplicate. Don't bring in too much all at once and overwhelm yourself. So if you can't do what you've been doing, then it's like that door's closed to you, right? So don't fight with that door. You look for the doors that are easier to open. Now, there was a lady who came, I think it was last month, who also was wanting to do photography and running into the same problem. How can you get out and do it when you're in isolation? Well, what you can do is you can get out and take photos of nature and, you know, whatever's going on in the world, because guess what? There are a lot of online entrepreneurs who need beautiful photographs for their websites, for their marketing. If you could come in and fill a spot in the market where you offer these beautiful photos, but they're at a price point that these small businesses who are struggling can afford, it could be this beautiful marriage of a need, right? And for both sides. So that's something you could think about. But what you're being called now to do is to allow inspiration to come in. How else can you use your gift? How many different ways? And what are the ones that you enjoy the most? Because it's always picking the thing you enjoy the most, that thing that lights you up, that you would do for free if you didn't have bills to pay. For all of us, that's what we need to be seeking. That's why I'm here today. I love doing this. I could do this all day long. It lights me up. It feeds my soul.
Okay.
So think about that. What feeds your soul? Go do that. That's what all of our souls are desiring.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Leah, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Hello, Deborah. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. Actually, it's one day before Easter here in Greece.
Oh, happy
Afternoon. But yes, it's the Orthodox one, but you know, we're still locked down as everybody else. But anyway, it's all good. I wanted to ask, you know, two things. First, because I'm not working, as you understand now, and nobody's working. The schools are closed. So what about work and financial abundance after the babies are, you know, are here in about 2 months first? And then any updates from the twins, which are, you know, doing great so far.
So
this is what I would like to ask.
You're asking what you should do for work, or I'm not clear on that question.
What is up for me after, you know, after September?
Okay, after September? All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you go back to work.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
got it. All right. So for Leah, when she goes back to work in September, will she be doing what she was doing? Is that the most optimal choice for her? It's going to shift, Leah. It's going to be something slightly different. Will it be at least as similar to what she has been doing? Yeah, it's going to be, I'm seeing you stepping sideways, Leah. So it's going to be similar but slightly different. And right now, that's up to you. You've got this time to focus and tune in to get inspiration. So they're showing me you've got a sketch pad and you're just brainstorming all these different ideas. Let it flow. Just let all of that flow, let that inspired thought come through, and let the babies help with that, because they're having a little party there, and they're celebrating with mama as she's figuring out their future, because it impacts them, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
They're going to help you with the brainstorming. So just allow that to free flow, see what comes, and out of all of that, what lights you up, and then try it and see what happens. And know that you've got all that time between now and then to nail down the details. There's no rush. And you want it to be very flow. You don't want it to be rush and stressful or any of that stuff. It should just be kind of a naturally evolving situation. And now I'm seeing it's like, here you are at the doorstep of your house, and there's this moving platform.
It's about, okay. So it's about, it's, it all comes down to me and what I choose.
Oh, always, always.
Always, yeah.
So there's this moving platform that's going, it's like a big lazy Susan outside your doorstep. And you're standing there looking at it, and as it comes around, you see something that's sparkling like a diamond that just fascinates you. And you step out at that point and you engage with whatever that is. So it's kind of like that energy.
I see. That's great. Okay. Any updates from twins? Anything? Anything?
Yes. So babies, what do you want to say to mama? They're babbling, baby talk babbling, and just big smiles on their faces. They're just so happy. They look like little cherubs.
Oh, that's great.
And they're petting you.
Oh, really?
So I don't know.
Like
are you having morning sickness or anything, and they're trying to smooth it out for you? I don't know. It's like they're petting you from the inside out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's how they're giving love to you. They're just
cats
running their hands on your insides.
Oh, that's great. So well.
Yeah, there's a beautiful energy around them. It's kind of sparkly, twinkly, like almost fairy dust. So it's like they're little enchanted babies. And it's so idyllic.
Okay.
In this beautiful place. Everything's right with their world because you made it that way.
Well, I tried. I still try. Well, I'm happy. So, less than 2 months, they will be here. Hopefully not before 2nd of June. I don't know what they have to say about that, but that's the ideal date for them, so they have grown fully and they're not premature and things like that. So let's hope that they don't want to come before that.
Well, let's just ask them, are you planning right now to come before the 2nd of June? No, they're not.
They're not. Okay,
they're
nice.
Planning to. They've got something else in store. So, unless something changes, their plan right now is to come after that.
Oh, okay. Nice girls.
Good girl.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good girls. Yeah. Thank you so much. It's so I'm so happy every time, every month, just to listen to you and connect to all those people. You're a part of this anyway.
Yes, we are all part of this, and so happy to have your updates every month.
Yes. So I will keep you updated. So far, so good.
Wonderful. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Much love. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Brooke, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Oh, wait, I'm unmuted. Thanks.
Yay!
I've been finding it a challenge to focus, and I'm finding it a challenge to put completion energy into my life. And so I'd like to really understand what that's about so I can solve it.
Okay. So what can you share with Brooke about completion energy and focus? Oh yeah, I'm seeing you. You're wearing sunglasses because there's all these bright lights that are like psychedelic lights that are flashing, and it's almost painful because it's just so intense. So all of that's going on outside of you. But the interesting thing is, behind those sunglasses, there's a peacefulness because you're protected from it. You're present to it, you're there with it, and yet you're removed from it. That's the energy I'm feeling, which is, I don't know if that makes sense. But you've got the ability to step outside of that and not be touched by it. So what does that look like? That looks like you putting on that protective bubble of energy, that egg bubble, or, you know, whatever that is for you. Do you have something like that that you use?
I can. Lately, I've been actually praying the goddess version of the rosary, which is quite an astonishing journey. And I'm completing that. I'm committed to a long process of doing that. It's the other things. It's the where to begin, where to start with my business, with my creativity, all that kind of stuff.
I just got a picture of you playing pin the tail on the donkey. It's just pick something and do it, Brooke.
Yeah, that's probably it.
But when you said rosary, I got this visual of you as you're praying the rosary, you're winding it around your body. That's your protective bubble.
Ah.
You're creating, and your words are coming out and they're winding around your body, your intention. That's your protective bubble. You were doing it and not even realizing it. So if you do that consciously, intending it to protect you, that's your tool. You've got it.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Anything else?
It's just what to focus on for the next 3 months, I guess. Or if there is a possibility that this business can be financially successful. I know it's intentionally successful, but.
So is it highly likely that Brooke's business will be successful in the next 3 months? No. Sorry. Is it highly likely that it will ever, let's just ask, ever?
That's a good one.
Successful financially? Yeah, because that's your intention. That's your reality that you're creating. You just haven't, it's like you're putting a puzzle together and you haven't got all the pieces yet. There's some missing pieces, Brooke.
Right.
That's what I'm seeing. You're assembling this puzzle. So your baby that you dreamed up here is incomplete and you're still gathering pieces, and you've been slowed down like everybody has right now. But the gift of that is the time and the expansion to go inward, to relax and seek out those pieces. So, and I'm feeling it's connected to the rosary prayer that you're doing. That's like leading you on. And now I'm getting, what's that journey that people do, the El Camino? I'm getting that connected to it metaphorically, not necessarily literally. It's like that for you.
That's fascinating, because one of the groups I'm in, spiritual groups, has said that we are on a collective pilgrimage right now.
Yeah.
All of us.
That's the energy that I feel of what you're going through. And you know, that is a really difficult journey. It really makes you go inside and find out what you're made of. It's confronting who you are at soul level, right?
Thank you.
That's deep. So you've got this amazing journey in front of you. So it's just keep putting one foot in front of the other. You're doing fine. Stop second guessing yourself, right? Just flow, more love for Brooke.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Danielle, I see your question here. If you want to unmute yourself. You are at a fork in the road and you want to know what comes next. Are you meant to move to California? So let's ask that question first. So for Danielle, is it?
Yes. I was just going to tell you, my husband's active duty military. He retires in 2 years. So the idea is to kind of, before he retires, he doesn't really know what his career is going to be, is to either buy a house here where we are in this area, which we do and we feel good about it, but there's still a doubt. And then we think about California and how we've always wanted to move there. And it's such a big decision because we want to kind of figure that out before he retires so that we can use his income to buy a home or to set us up for that. So it's not super clear.
Okay. So let's just start with, is it the optimal choice for you to move to California? And are you asking in the near term or the long term?
You mean like anytime soon?
Yeah. Is this something that you want to know about for now or forever?
Meaning, yeah, like, do we buy a house here, which means that before he retires and within the next 2 years where we don't ever leave, that's like our forever home? Or do we move to California before he retires so that we can settle down before he actually retires and actually maybe stay there? I don't know if that would be forever, but I don't know.
So is the optimal choice to purchase a home where they presently are? Is that an optimal choice for Danielle? No. So it's the optimal choice to wait until they get to California to purchase a home? Yeah, that's a definite yes. And does it look like, is it highly likely that they will set up permanent residence in California? Is that their optimal choice? Yeah, it's looking like for your goals and aspirations, that is an ideal place for you. So right now, that's a yes. Of course, you know, these things can change depending on choices that happen in the meantime, but right now, it's a definite yes. And then you want to know about a child.
Yeah, so we go back and forth and we can't imagine not having one. We've been together 12 years and I'm 36, so I'll be 37 in November. And with him retiring and us trying to figure out where our forever place is going to be moving and is a child involved, it's kind of like we can't imagine not. Like I have this vision that I'm meant to bring one into this world, but then there's a part of me that sometimes is like, no. So I'm not trying to figure it out, like liking the idea of it. I'm trying to really feel through that with him.
How about if we ask, is there a child waiting to be born to you? How does that feel?
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Okay. So is there a child waiting to be born to Danielle and her husband right now? Yeah. And is there an ideal time frame that you can identify for bringing that child forth? Okay. And is that 3 years or less? Let's start there. No. Is it more than 3 years? Yeah, more than 3 years. Okay, more than 5 years? So somewhere between 3 and 5 years is the optimal time for that child.
So I won't be too old. Everything will be okay.
Talk to Leah. Leah is a mature mama and she's doing it. She's bringing twins.
So it'll be okay to do that. It won't be dangerous to do that.
Let's ask, will it be safe for Danielle to bring a child in that time period, 3 to 5 years? Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a definite yes on that. It's fine.
Thank you.
And it's cool that that little soul is already queued up and waiting to come to you.
Well, and I feel like what comes through to me when I do channel that feeling is it's a little girl.
Okay. Is the soul that's queued up for Danielle now a female? Yes. But of course, remember, the gender of the body can be different than the soul. So that answer is the soul.
I learned that from you.
Yeah. So does that take care of your question?
The child, yeah. And I just feel like, I know you and I have worked together, and I think that with him retiring in 2 years and settling in of where we're going to actually go and having that plan, I guess this rebirth that's happening within me right now and this dying of an old version of myself, I'm just wondering like what the next steps in my career, like where my focus should be as far as my my mission, and really finding that alignment to actually create and build from that focus.
Okay, so as you spoke, I got a picture of you shedding your skin. So transformation, right? That's validation for you of the transformation you're feeling. So what can you tell Danielle about the optimal way for her to focus her love and intention for the world? Voice is coming very strongly. It's like reverberating in my head, voice, voice. So speaking out more, speaking your truth, sharing that love in whatever way feels good to you. So buoyancy is now coming up. They want you to be more buoyant, more light, if that makes sense. Anything else? Purpose and joy. Those are the other words. So it's about you stepping forward with this lightness of energy, with this loving intention, using your voice in whatever way brings you joy. And by extension, it will bring the same to those you touch, because that's what you're putting out. And it will come back to you. So it's almost like a boomerang. You're putting it out and it's coming back. So that's that energetic feedback loop we talked about. Yeah.
I have one more quick question. So my husband and I, and this is like that download and that knowing, we're beginning to create something that I created over the last decade with my my work that I do. He's coming into it now, and we're starting to brand the masculine and feminine aspect of what I do together, and creating like a membership site and all of these things. Is that coming through correctly? Is that where my husband and I are meant to do this work together?
Is the membership site and the work with her husband the optimal choice for Danielle right now? No. So something slightly different. Doesn't mean you don't do those things, but you don't have it quite right. They're showing you tweaking it. So in the coming days, in the short term, be tuned in and allow those inspired ideas to come, because now I'm seeing you painting. You're making a masterpiece right now. So you want that inspiration, just like Da Vinci got, to come into, to energize your masterpiece. So I'm getting it's grander than what you've envisioned. That's why. Don't limit it. Let it expand. I'm seeing a balloon now.
So we should continue doing what we're doing, but I should also continue doing like that separate part of what I do.
Okay. Should she continue doing what she's doing now in addition to expanding? Yeah. Yeah. They're not telling you to uproot. They're just saying, make it grander. Don't limit it. It's not enough. That's creating a box for yourself.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. Okay. Katja, I don't know if you're able to, but Neha asked if you could put your contact in the chat. So if you could do that, that would allow people to connect with you sooner. And then, actually, let me write it down so I don't forget. I will put it on the video as well. Okay. So Michelle, you're having internet issues, so you can't do the camera or the audio. All right. So just get prepared to type a response in chat in case I need feedback from you. So for Michelle, what do her guides have to share about the next 3 to 6 months? She wants to know what is the most important thing to focus on in a day-to-day activity way, and also about mindset. So for Michelle, what would be the most impactful, empowering things she could focus on a day-to-day basis in the next 3 to 6 months? I'm seeing you meditating, Michelle, and it's like you're in this very zoned out place and like waves of energy and also fragrance. So it's like, I don't know if you're doing incense or if you're doing essential oils or something, but this fragrance is wafting by, and that's igniting and inspiring you. So this is a time to slow down, to plan, not to rush around, not to scurry and worry about deadlines. It's a time to slow down. Slow, step by step. I'm seeing you moving very slowly and deliberately on this new path that you're going to be taking. So it's like, oh, now you're laying the bricks. Okay. So you're creating the bricks, right? You're getting the straw in the mud and you're making the bricks. That's what this downtime is for. And then you're going to take those. Wow, that is so profound, Michelle. Not only are you making a foundation, but you're actually creating the bricks yourself. That's a new one. So you're creating these bricks. So they're encoded with your love and your intention and your vision for the future. And then you're carefully laying them out into this beautiful foundation that's going to support you as you step forward after the 6 months into this new paradigm. Yeah, paradigm is coming up. You're going to be in this new paradigm and serving probably in a different way than you have quite yet envisioned. It's morphing as you're building your foundation and creating your bricks. What does it mean that you're making bricks yourself? Let's ask. I don't know. That's a wild one, Michelle. Okay, so can you explain why she is actually making the bricks herself? What is the significance of that? Well, for one thing, they're saying because you like to do things yourself, you have that independent side to you. And it's particular, the word particular, Michelle, they're saying because you're very particular about what goes into your creation. And it's like you're making this gourmet dish and you're very carefully putting all the things together in the exact perfect layers and timing. I mean, it's so detailed. It's like you're not just slapping stuff together. You are doing it, creating it so specifically, slowly, thoughtfully. Does that make sense? Because I'm getting all that in a whirl for you. So the meditation part felt right, good. Now, meditation is always a good thing for all of us, right? Because that's when we're connected and that's when the inspiration can come through. You're not sure about the details. Okay, let's see if there's anything more about that. So can you just give us a little more on this whole thing about the bricks? Because it feels like there's more there. Yeah, it's like now I'm seeing the bricks are gold, Michelle. You are transforming, alchemy. You're doing alchemy. Wow. Okay. So like Rumpelstiltskin. No? This is fun, Michelle. So I'm seeing you are transforming through this alchemical process. It's something unique to you, Michelle, that not everybody else is doing. Something different that you're bringing. And it's like this is a latent ability that's been there in past lives and you haven't yet expressed it in this life. So all the pieces aren't formed yet. You're creating that still, which is why it's cloudy and we're not getting more detail about it. That's probably not going to come into focus until you start doing it and figure out what you want it to look like. Because remember, it's your masterpiece. You get to decide what it looks like. And I'm feeling like as you're putting those pieces together, you're continually being inspired. It's like you don't have the end in sight yet. You're working towards it. And each of these pieces that you put together, and as it shifts and changes, now it's like sculpting, right? So you don't know what the end result's going to look like because it's a work in process. You're crafting and changing it as you go. So let me know if that makes sense. Are they talking about the details of your meditation? No, they're talking about the details of your creation, what you are specifically and very particularly creating. Do you create the bricks when you meditate? Well, yeah, you'll get inspiration when you meditate, but know that you don't have to be in meditation to get that inspiration. It's coming to you all around all the time. So it's being more mindful. That's what it's feeling like. Being more mindful in the moment, grabbing that inspiration, crafting it into your masterpiece. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so you got it on the intuitive level, and it's a great adventure. Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. So keep me posted on that. I want to hear about what that actually looks like when you start forming it. It's really exciting. Thanks for being here and sharing that. It was really fun. Okay, let's see if there are any hands up. So if you guys are being shy about raising your hands, don't be. Put them up because we've still got time. And I'm just scanning through the chat now. I think I missed a bunch of stuff here. Wow, there's a lot of stuff there I didn't see. So Phil, ask Jesus why this is happening. Can you unmute yourself, Phil? Do you mean the pandemic or do you mean something else? Is it something specific to you or is it in general? I don't see your name in the list. Maybe you had to leave. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick one on this, and we're going to presume she's talking about the pandemic. So what can you tell Phil about the pandemic? Why is this happening? The word purging is coming. It's because this purging was needed at this time. It's part of the evolution of us as a species. We are shifting and changing. Our bodies will be adapting because of this virus, which is going to help us to adapt because, you know, our environment has changed. And there are all these toxins out there that we didn't have before. While the fascinating thing is at the same time, of course, Mother Earth is doing all this healing and purging herself. So there's like this grand coming together of those two purposes. And it's perfect. It's in alignment. Divine has got a hand on it, so don't worry about it. If it's your time to go, you're going to go. So don't worry about that either, because that will be perfect. Just know that, yeah, it's rough seas for a while. And it's going to feel like we're on the Titanic and we're sinking. But remember, there were lifeboats. People did survive and they went on to thrive, as we will. That's there for us. But we need this purging. We need this clearing and cleaning. Mother Earth is doing a massive house cleaning right now. And we, for some time now, have been energetically shifting to adjust to Earth shift. This is a much bigger shift. Some of us are not equipped or even desirous of shifting and going into that new paradigm. Those are the souls that are exiting now. That's their choice. The rest of us who stay behind, yeah, we're going to be like on shifting sands, rough seas for a while. It's not going to clear up overnight. But just know we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't continue going on unless our souls wanted to be. So it's about the opportunity to step forward, shifting and growing. Because remember, all of our energetic frequencies are going up. If you haven't already started with your ascension symptoms, that's a hard one, symptoms, they will be manifesting for you and you're going to feel it more acutely. So just flow with it. Don't fight it. Know it's part of the natural evolution of your soul. And try to be excited and happy about it if you can, because that will help you go through it easier with less stress on your psyche and your body. So I hope that helps, Phil. Let me know. Kathy says, I'm trying to buy a house. Will it happen? Okay. And if you're here, you can unmute yourself, Kathy. So for Kathy, is it highly likely that she will successfully purchase the home that she's chosen? This is a big maybe right now, Kathy. There's some variables involved, so it's too soon to know. It could go either way. I don't know if you're there, if you can unmute and give me some feedback on that. All right, maybe not. So, Kathy, when you listen to the the video. Just let me know if that was helpful. Just know that as it's shifting, your intentions are still uppermost in the situation, but you may have to change your approach. You may have to change some of your ideas about what it can and should look like. And it's feeling like maybe there's another choice that's even better. So this is giving you that time to consider whether this is the optimal choice for you. Okay, I don't see anything else right now on that. So let me get back to where I was. A lot of stuff in the chat here to scroll through, so be patient. Debbie, if you're still here, you can unmute yourself. Is this a good time for Dan to start the RV business? Do you wait? Do you start now? Is it safe? So let's start with, is this the optimal time for Dan to start this new RV business? Yeah, they're jumping up and down saying, you betcha this is the optimal time, because now is when it's quiet and he can focus and he can gear up to be ready to hit the ground running. And there are a lot of people out there right now who are living that RV lifestyle and have escaped from the pandemic by going off into more secluded places, and their RVs are going to need upkeep. They're going to be using them more now than they did before. So yeah, it seems like it's really great economically. So will he be safe? Is this a safe thing for him to do? I'm assuming you mean physically, but we can ask for both. Will Dan be safe physically? Yes. What about monetarily? Is it safe for him monetarily to do this now? Yeah, this is a beautiful path for him. I'm seeing, you know, glittering gemstones in the path. So it's like his personal yellow brick road that he's setting off on, and it's adventure and fun with economic security as part of that too. Yeah. So he's building that foundation for himself now. So now's a perfect.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
There you are. Okay. Oh, you just said you didn't know your way around Zoom. Okay, great. So now you got it. There you are.
I figured it out. So I'm here.
Awesome.
Do I have any other questions? Yes, I have a personal question.
Okay.
For me, am I in the right field? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or am I supposed to be expanding?
Okay. Well, there's no supposed to, so let's ask it a slightly different way. The career that Debbie currently has, is this optimal for her expansion? That feels right. It's a yes, but it's a kind of a wishy-washy, so it's not the most optimal, but it's good enough. If you want to shift it, that would be more optimal.
Which direction do I shift it?
So does she shift it into a similar direction? Let's ask that first. No. There's an opportunity for you to shift it. Is it totally different, or is it similar? Is any way similar? Is it totally different? Yeah, there's an opportunity to do something totally different. What is that thing that's been tickling at your psyche and teasing you, inviting you to engage with it, but you didn't think it was right or that you could? It's like that big hairy goal that you thought was just too grand that you could never have. What is that?
Well, I've always wanted to, I'll tear up. I've always wanted to do something with the horses and kids.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So is that an optimal choice? Something with the horses and kids for Debbie? Oh yeah. Yeah. You see, if your heart feels that way about it, don't let anything stop you from pursuing it. It may not look exactly like what you think it will when you actually get there, because, you know, you're always having to massage and fit what's needed, but yeah. Yeah.
I think what I'm going to do, is, because I'm teaching from home right now, I think I might try and do some kind of a video of me teaching my horses emotional fitness.
Oh, yeah.
And then share that with my students, you know, or like they're learning something that's difficult and how the horse gets frustrated and how the kids get frustrated. And I might do something like that. What do they say about that?
I have goosebumps. That's an inspired idea. What are you waiting for?
The weather. The weather.
That's what your guys just said. What are you waiting for, Debbie? Do it already.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I'm going to do because it's been kind of tickling at me. And so I'm going to, I'll do that. I'll let you know. Thanks, my friend.
For everybody who's listening, that advice applies to you. Whatever that big, hairy goal is that you don't think you can have, that's what your soul is whispering to you. Please, let's go do that. So don't deny yourself. Don't deny your soul. Don't let your ego defeat you. Don't let fear defeat you. Go after that big, hairy goal because you can have it. Trust, believe, go for it. Always go for the joy. Thanks, Debbie. That was really awesome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. So, Christine, are you still with us? Hi.
Yes, Deborah. Hi. Nice to see you.
Great to have you here.
Yes. So, yes, my question is that normally I just came back from the US and normally I would start getting ready for work. But obviously, I don't have any work right now. So, well, you know, it's on hold.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if my guides could suggest an essential thing for me to do in the meantime, because I have more time than I thought I would have.
So for Christine, what would you suggest would be the best use of this extra time she's discovered? Oh, of course, meditate, Christine, because that's going to help you open up and connect. And
okay.
I'm seeing you like your chest, your heart chakra just expanding as you're breathing. It's like you've got these massive lungs, almost like gills. And you're just breathing and you're bringing it all in, and it's inspiration. It's not just oxygen. So there you are, you're in that moment where you've got the space to do it. Allow that all to download. And then take what you've downloaded and sift through it. Find the sparkling gems, the things that make you salivate. They're so delicious that you can't wait to do them. And then make your plan. What do you want to do first? Because they're going to be giving you lots of downloads. That's your opportunity in this time.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll be busy. It looks like I'll be busy because I was thinking, a friend called me yesterday and said, have you started the meditation yet? And I said, oh, when was that? You know, I missed it because I was traveling. So she sent me the email back and I said, okay, I'll start Monday. So there you go.
Yeah. So I don't know, I think it was in one of the recent emails I sent you, there was a link to a podcast where I did a meditation for all of you. If you didn't get that, send me an email and I'll send you a link to it. It was called The Good Karma Show. And if Melinda's still here, she can maybe pop the link in. That meditation, you guys, you have to do that meditation. You, in this process, there's a few things that happen, but you end up your infant self cradled in the arms of God, looking up into the eyes of God, seeing your life reflected. It is the most phenomenal thing I've ever experienced. And you guys all need to experience that. It's just so massive. That, I think, will help you as you're in this new space of shifting. That will help you with your ascension. It will give you more confidence, more trust, more love for yourself.
Sure.
So highly, highly recommend that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, and after that, Christine, you already know how to do this, so just allow it to expand and flow and see what comes.
Yes.
You know, let it excite you and entice you and just have a wonderful time with it.
Yes. I just feel the time is essential. So obviously I have plenty to do, you know, and I don't need really suggestions, but I don't want to be wasting time. It feels like time is very precious right
yeah,
now.
but that's the self-judgment, right? If you are each day choosing those things that bring you joy, you're doing exactly what your soul wants to do. Okay. So no judgment about that. Just keep always choosing, you know, like when you have a bag of potatoes, always choose the largest potato because now you've got the very best. So give yourself permission to choose the very best in every moment and every day.
Sure.
Yeah, because you deserve that.
Thank you.
We
all do.
Yes, we do. Divine's been trying to tell us that forever, but we're just kind of slow learners sometimes. Okay. So Dow, are you still here? If you are, let's see. I don't see you in the list. You were on the iPad and you said you've got 3 messages. Everything's going to be okay. Break your own patterns. Make pain unfamiliar. It seems like some of you, the collective, us here together, have been in pain for a very long time, but know that that pain is in your head, so make it unfamiliar and stop engaging with it. So that was Dow sharing that downloaded message that they got. So thank you for that, Dow. And Neha, you posted you want to know what your guides have to say about getting married. Okay, so is it an optimal choice for Neha to get married? Yeah, that's an optimal choice. Is it highly likely that it's going to happen within the next 6 months that she gets married? No, it's going to be longer than that. What about a year? Is it going to be more than a year? Yeah, it's going to be more than a year. More than 3 years? No, so somewhere between 1 and 3 years is the optimal right now, Neha, but just know that also can change depending on choices that you make. So Judith, I just unmuted you. Do you want to just share what you wrote here?
Yes, I'm having very vivid dreams sometimes, and very often I get messages when I'm awake. And some of these dreams already came true, which were very, very strange. Even at some point, I dreamt about the death of a relative, and then it happened exactly the same way as it in my dream. Mm-hmm. And last night I had this really strange dream where I saw like tiny parachutes falling from the sky. And it was strange because it was night in my dream, and I was not supposed to see anything at night, but I saw it. And when I woke up, I felt it had some message, but I don't know what.
Okay.
And in my dream, it felt like I know something.
Yeah, definitely.
It was really strange. And I woke up with a very, very strange feeling.
Yeah, well, the obvious, of course, is that you have the vision to see something that should have been and normally would have been hidden. You saw those parachutes. You have vision. So this is a reference to your vision. But let's just ask, is there something greater in the message about the parachutes for Judith? Yeah, so this is symbolic of the downloads that you're getting. That's how plentiful it is. There's all of those little bits and pieces that are coming to you. And you are, I hope you're recording them all, but you are assembling all of that into a larger message. So they're not giving it to you all in a massive download because that would probably be overwhelming to you. They're bringing it in bits and pieces. So you're having the prophetic dreams that's validation for you that what you're getting is actually true. That's part of what's happening for you. So just know you really are getting these messages. You're not making it up. I hope you know that. Trust it, faithfully record it, and then over time you will see how all the pieces fit together, what the greater message is. Then also along the way, when you feel led, share it. Share it with whomever and whenever you feel led to do so, because that's important. Does that make sense? Did we lose you, Judith? Yeah, I think her call just dropped. Okay. All right, so hopefully we'll pick that up later.
Hello?
Are you back?
Yes,
Judith?
do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Just you're faint, but I hear you.
Okay. Yes, a little bit the internet connection went wrong. I wanted to ask, is there a way to find out as of when I'm supposed to share and in what way?
Okay. So can you give her any guidance on when and in what way to share? Definitely writing. I'm seeing you writing.
Mm-hmm.
And when is when you feel led. It's go to your solar plexus, Judith, because I'm seeing like there's it's like some kind of a rope attached to your solar plexus, and when you're going to feel a pull. That's that feeling you're going to get to let you know when. Just go with that feeling and honor it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't second guess yourself. Just do it. In the beginning, it'll be scary because you're going to be worried about what people will think or say or, judgments. But you know what? These are divine messages. You have to let all that chatter go away and just honor that divine inspiration to share. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Was that everything?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So Dana, go ahead.
Hi, it's been a while since I last been on here. A lot has changed. But my question was, since we are all I'm out of, my job right now, which actually works out for me because this is the year I wanted to transition out of a, normal 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But I'm having I guess difficulties really choosing what to do as far as getting income. I have a lot of creative ideas and stuff, but I don't know where to focus my energy. I guess that's the right word. I have a lot of things that I'm passionate about or interested in, but I don't know which one is the right one for me to go down right now. So is there any?
Okay. So let me ask you, if you were going to die next week and you knew that, what would be the thing that you regret not doing?
I guess traveling more, doing more creative stuff.
That's how you get your answer. When we put death into the equation, that's when things get real. So it's if I were to die soon and I knew that, what would be the things that I want to accomplish before I die? That's what your focus goes on.
Yeah.
So
then I have so many of that, so that's the problem. I have a lot of things.
But something's going to stand out as the most juicy and appealing thing. So prioritize them. Doesn't mean you have to do just one. You can do them all in turn, but you're looking right now to find the most exciting one and focus your energy on that. So it's, again, you go to your solar plexus, you focus on the choices, whichever one excites you, and just, it's like you want to dance and sing and celebrate because it's so wonderful, and you would do it for free because you love it so much.
Right.
That's where you put your energy.
Okay.
And don't worry about it not bringing in money, because if it's the thing that feeds your soul, abundance will come with it when you do it. You will find a way to monetize it, because God would not inspire you to do something and then leave you in poverty. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So when you are doing what feeds your soul, all those other things come together. It all works out. Okay. And you'll be inspired. So just flow with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Donna. Hey.
Well, hello.
Hello.
So the funny thing happened is I was up several times during the night, tending to the dogs, making sure that they didn't go out and keep the neighbors awake. And I slept in until 11 o'clock this morning, which is,
oh gosh.
and then I looked and it was 11:30 and I went, you've already started. But I really felt inclined to come today because, for one thing, is I love you. I love what you do, and it's absolutely a blessing. And you're welcome. And I guess if there's one question, it's how do I pause the downloads so that I can figure out which one to do in its right time? Because that, I guess, when you said that to somebody else about all the downloads, I said, oh, well, that's me.
Yeah.
It's like I have so many journals because I always keep them. I write them down, but who knows where they are. I don't think we ever actually need to go back to the journal because we already have it internally. But how do I pause the downloads, and what might be the very next thing for me to do today?
Okay. Well, you don't really want to pause the downloads, do you? Because what happens is, in the midst of doing that thing that feeds your soul, those new downloads come in and help you expand it. You always want that inspiration to come that will help you do it in the most empowered, expansive way for the world. But it's about focus. It's not letting yourself be distracted by the 10 different inspired ideas you have. It's let's lay out these 10 ideas. Let's go through them all in turn. Which one is the one that just makes you dance and sing because it's so exciting you can't wait to do it? So you do that and you put the others, in the queue to get to, but the focus and the energy goes on that top one, the one that just, again, you do it for free because you love it so much.
And I get a yes, but, because it's the technological, the things behind it that I keep putting off that I need to get done. And I don't want to outsource them because they are part of who I am as well. I've considered outsourcing them, but I don't think that's the solution. And it's those technical things that I really need to get done. Need indicates lack. It is important that I get them done. And it's like, which one, how can I activate inspiration and joy for doing things that I generally don't like to do?
Okay, well, so is it optimal for Donna to do these technical things that are holding the project back? That's a maybe. You see, you're telling yourself the story that I can do it and I like doing it, so I should do it. But if it's stopping you from stepping into that grand vision and that thing that feeds your soul, then no, you shouldn't. It's a block. It's a roadblock. So let's see it for what it really is. Yeah, if you enjoy doing it, then do it. But if you really did enjoy doing it, you would have already done it. So what if you let some of that go to somebody else in the pursuit of bringing this particular project to fruition? Because what you're doing, you're spinning your wheels, you're stuck in the muck, you're not getting anything done. All those sparks of dissonance are running around, creating more problems. So for you, it's really important to get that energy moving. Pick something and do it. You don't have to do mass amounts. Just a little bit will do. But you need to be making progress. You've got to get that energy flowing. Move yourself forward. So it's first picking a project to work on, and then all those steps that are involved, which are the ones that, frankly, if you're honest with yourself, you're postponing doing them because you just don't want to do them. It doesn't matter if you can.
So what I'm hearing is it's perfectly okay for me to outsource them later. Just get them done once. And I'm okay with that. I can do that as long as I know and I understand and I appreciate and I accept the fact that doing them now doesn't mean that I have to do them forever. I know how to do them. So just doing them is just like the vision, the image I got in my head when you said that was I'm on the back of a turtle. That little, okay, one step. Okay, go ahead. The tortoise gets there. So I think that will take some of the pressure off. No, that has taken the pressure off. I can make a list and say what needs to get done in order to get that done, backtrack. I think it's the reverse engineering and do that and then get through the first phase and then I can outsource.
So as you said that about the turtle, I saw 5 more turtles appear. That's your team that's helping you get this done. Yeah, you can get it done slow and easy, but you can do it with a team.
That's wonderful. I had this fabulous page done, registration page for a high dollar masterclass. And I said, oh, I love it so much. So I was able to reassign it to my assistant. I love him. Is 3,000 miles away. And I said, Daniel, cut it in half. And he went, oh, I said, he calls himself the pithy quail. And so I said, you cut that in half. And now once it's cut in half, let's cut it in half again. And that was really fun to be able to do that, because I know I get possessive of the beautiful words, who wants to cut them. So maybe that's part of I think that's part of and I can outsource to him more. Okay. I get it.
It's letting go of that control freak that wants to do it all, honestly.
Oh.
Right?
It's the perfection witch is on my shoulder. Just evict her. Just evict her.
Keep telling yourself, just because I can doesn't mean I have to.
Oh, I love that. Just because I can doesn't mean I have to. Thank you for that.
Anytime it's stopping the forward momentum that you desire, that's when you stop and examine, okay, how can I give this to somebody else? Or maybe it doesn't need to be done at all. Maybe that's just a story you're telling yourself.
Yeah, that's it, because it's just that it's picking the one thing and stop thinking that you have to work on everything. And just, it's stop joining more groups. And I love groups, but, stop joining more groups, because stay where I am. And I think I really think that now with being at home and self-isolating, it's has been the normal for me for 17 or 18 years because of caring for mother and my husband. It's a beautiful time. And I think that the world is finally understanding the value that they can have and they can get by being at home. And I think that that's really healthy for us for our species. I think it's healthy for us.
Yeah. It's an opportunity if we choose to see it as that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, my love.
You're so welcome. Glad you were here. Okay, Jen, your hand is up.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
I'm always happy to be here.
Delighted to have you.
The last time we talked, you did tell me you said my spirit guides had a message for me, but that I wasn't ready to hear it. So I thought we could check in on that. But I was just going to say, I'm working so hard spiritually, growing and trying to bring in my gifts and receiving the downloads. Sounds like everybody else on this call. I'm not working, so I've got lots of time on my hands. And I'm just always excited to hear what my spirit guides have, if you've got something for me.
Okay. So what do you have to share with Jen today? I'm hearing the Mexican hat dance. So have you gotten that before?
No. What can you sing a tune or so? I can't think of that one.
It's La Cucaracha, it's it's very upbeat and happy and celebratory. That's what it represents. So it's like, Jen, you've got this space that just opened up for you, and you've had a lot of heaviness in your life. Here's your opportunity to kick off your shoes, get out there and dance, sing, move your body. Oh, I'm feeling you stretching. It's like You've been cooped up and pent up for so long. This is your chance to break free, do whatever the heck you want to do that makes you feel good. Do a whole bunch of that right now. When you do that, you'll be more connected to your guides. They'll be able to get through to you and bring you more inspiration because you shift your energy when you get into that happy hat dance music, right? That's the spirit of what they want you to understand and experience.
Nice. Yeah, I think they're trying to tell me I need to like get out and do a hike or something, and I'm not exactly sure where to go. I'm sure there's a million places to go during the lockdown. You know, I feel kind of stuck at home.
It doesn't matter. Go anywhere. Just move your feet.
Yeah.
Because just like with Donna, it's getting that energy moving allows inspiration to come in. When you're stuck and not moving and the energy gets all stagnant around you, it feels really icky. The insights slow down, you feel disconnected, and it just gets worse and worse the longer you stay there. So getting out and physically moving, taking new action, whatever sparks your interest and your joy, go investigate, try it, see if you like it. It's like dipping your toe in the water to see if you're going to enjoy it or not. And if it feels exhilarating, jump in.
Sounds good.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. So Brooke, you said you had a question about focus, clarity, and completion. Oh, we did that one. Sorry. We already did that question. I thought it was a new one. All right. So we're moving through these chat questions rather quickly. If you are still here and have a question, raise your hand. Oh, so the people who are interested in connecting with Katja, she did put her connection information here. So go ahead and look in chat and grab that. Oh, Brooke had to leave. Okay. Gosh, sorry it's taken so long, you guys. There's a lot to scroll through here. Oh, so Melinda said the Good Karma Success Coach podcast, and she would find the link. So yeah, I did send that in an email to you guys a couple emails ago, so you should already have it. But you know, if you can't find it and you don't see it here, oh yeah, Melinda pasted it into the chat so you can get it there. And then if you don't get it there, you miss it for some reason, just send me an email and I'll get you the link because I want to be sure you experience that beautiful meditation. So Danielle, you had to go. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, I'm grateful the universe connected us too. It was meant to be for all of us. We're connected for a reason. There's something greater going on here that we're all participating in. Which brings me to something I wanted to mention. You know, people sometimes will say to me, well, you've helped me a lot and thank you, that's my mission, I'm delighted. And then sometimes they'll say, what can we do for you? And I'm so used to being the giver, I can never think about what you can do for me. But it hit me the other day. I have the perfect thing you can do for me, and it won't cost you anything except a few minutes of your time. If you could go to YouTube, watch some of my videos, comment, like, the traction that gets on those videos on YouTube is immeasurable, because my mission is getting this message out to the world that there is hope, that together we can make a difference, we can make the world a better place, that our guides are speaking to us all the time, that there's so much love for us to lift us up and to have more joyous lives. That message needs to get out to a wider audience. I am working hundreds of hours every month, getting those videos uploaded, connecting with people, sharing videos so that they'll share my videos. It's a lot of work, which takes me away from doing the work I really love. So if you guys all jump in, get some action on those videos, share them with friends. That would be a tremendous burden off my shoulders, because then I could take that time and focus it on more connection, more downloads, more amazing things to teach you. So that's what I need. And thank you all for doing that. I appreciate it. So Kat posted, how does one find their soulmate? She's worked really hard on self-worth. She knows that we're all beautiful, but she keeps attracting men who are physically or emotionally unavailable. Okay, so here's the secret to that, Kat. Focus on yourself, doing what brings you joy, finding that thing that feeds your soul. That's all of us. That's our prime mission on this earth, is finding what feeds our soul and doing it. When you do that, though, that shifts your energy. That puts you into a space of alignment with your soul, with your mission. It makes you more joyful. It gives you greater clarity and wisdom, insight to share with others. So guess what that does? That makes you a better partner, more desirable for a mate. When you do that, you're going to be attracting somebody who's at a level with you, who is searching for somebody to be an equal mate. You don't want disparity. You want that equal mate. So work on yourself, and then what will happen by extension, you'll become a beacon for your soulmate. You'll be shining and beaming so brightly that they'll just be magnetically attracted to you. That's the way you do it. And I've told the story before, but in case you haven't heard it, when I was single between marriages, about 7 years, and looking for a mate, right? Lonely, wanted a companion. I kept attracting the worst. I was sucky at picking men. One time I'm at this square dance and there's this guy in front of me and I notice him and I'm like, oh, that's not my type. And so I'm looking around and then I feel this push on my shoulder. It's like, this is not my type. No, thank you. And I got it again. It's like, okay. And I wasn't even tuned in back then. So this was really unusual. This was divine intervening because I was not good at doing this myself. So divine put me in the path of this person who I've now been married to for 33 years. So I can tell you it works. You work on yourself, because at that point I had given up on looking for a partner. I decided I'm just going to go have a good time, enjoy my life. And when I did that, I shifted so that I was ready for that partner. Wouldn't have been ready before. So it's really that simple. Work on you. The rest will fall into place. So I hope that helps, Kat. So Michelle, you're going to go in and help with the YouTube. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, and Donna put the link for my channel. Yeah, it's that weird, funky one, but you can also just search for my name on YouTube. Just make sure you put 2 B's in Deborah and you'll find me. Yes, Michelle, it will help the message. Oh, thank you. Mike said he would do more Facebook postings. That's awesome. Thank you, Mike. Did you have a question, Mike? Because you've been really quiet. You can unmute yourself if you have a question. Donna posted a link to a video that she wants you to see from March.
I don't really have a question. I just, this whole week has been so full of connectivity around the world, Australia and Canada, and, you know, just so many links to so many people and so many heart links and blessings. And I'm just in awe. So I'm in gratitude for everything.
Yeah. Isn't it
especially you.
Especially you. Well, and me, you. But isn't it amazing in this time when there's so much fear and despair, that when you're tuned in and you're aligned with your soul, it's actually this massive opportunity for more love and more joy.
I just published my Fear Not book the other day.
That's exciting. And I owe you a comment on that. I haven't forgotten. I'll probably get...
No hurry. I got enough and I redirected the whole thing and it's just so much better.
Beautiful. I can't wait to read it.
Thank you for all your support with everything.
Oh, you're so welcome. Delighted. And you yours. I really appreciate you. So Melinda's asking, is this event a normal Saturday of the month? And I try to do it either the second or the third Saturday, but it does sometimes change because of my schedule. So just know I'll let you know about a week ahead of time to expect it. Once I pick a date, then I'll include that in my weekly email to you, so you'll have it a little ahead of time. My apologies for last night getting you the link so late. It's been crazy with my husband having a different schedule and being here and all this stuff going on, that it was like really late when I got that out. But you got it, you're here, and for that I'm really grateful. Oh, thank you, Melinda. She's suggesting that everybody read my book. Yeah, I think you should all read my book too, because it's a divine download. It was inspired. And this was Metatron saying to me, listen, you've got to share this with the world. This is part of what's out there. So there will be more coming. There's about 5 books that are lined up that are wanting to come out, which is another reason I need to stop spending all this time sharing these YouTubes and actually writing, because there's so much more to share and to teach. And I want all of you to tune in this opportunity that you have with your guides, see what comes forth for you, because you've probably also got divine downloads that are wanting to be shared, whether they're blog posts or books or podcasts or however you feel led to share them. But you know, right now we need to get all of that love and light out into the world. It's so needed. So I don't see any more in chat, and I don't see any more hands. So last call. Anybody else want to step up and ask a question before we end today? Oh, you're so welcome, Melinda. So glad you could be here. It's a delight.
I think I just hit the audio. This is Debbie.
Hi. Did you have another question?
I just did. When am I supposed to be writing?
Okay. No, supposed to. It's what brings you joy, remember?
Oh, darn it.
So would it be an optimal choice for Debbie to write? Oh, yeah, you knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came to me after we talked earlier, and I thought, I'm just going to ask.
Yeah.
Optimal choice. I'm writing that down, too.
Yeah, when I douse, that's the verbiage to get the best answer. So it's not should I do this, because your guides won't tell you what to do. It's
sure.
Is this something that's a highly likely probability? Because of course the future's not written. So if it's a future question, asking is it a highly likely or is it highly probable? Those are good ways to phrase it. I teach all this in a dowsing course. So when you're, is this something that would be a good thing for me to do? If we ask if it's optimal, that seems to get the best answers.
And then I have another question along the same lines, a little deeper. What's the optimal topic to be writing about?
Okay. Is there an optimal topic for Debbie to write about? I'm hearing the word joy, and it's reverberating like this big word that's just woo, woo, woo. So joy in whatever it is you're writing, you're going to share. But
okay,
what you write about is totally up to you. What are you inspired to write about? That's what will be the most successful and the most optimal for you. So probably something along the lines of the kids and the horses, right?
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Write
okay.
about what you know, what you're an expert at that you want to share with other people, because you've got all this experience and insight, wisdom to share with the world. Other people haven't had your experiences. You could simply write a book of stories, observations about how these kids have evolved and what has worked. That would be tremendously valuable.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. But you know, the funny thing, Debbie, for most of us, you're asking the question because you already know the answer. You just want me to tell you that you were right.
You know me way too well, right?
Not just you, though, everybody. I mean, that's why we ask, because deep in our gut, we know that's the right answer, but we're afraid or we're doubting. And so we just need somebody else to say, yeah, go do that. So for everybody, if you're feeling that, honor that. Go do it. Try it. Again, if it doesn't work out, you don't have to stay there. You can go do something else. But
yeah, because it'll lead you somewhere else.
Yeah. It may be taking you to the next step of the journey that you never would have got to if you hadn't taken that one step.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is an opportunity that we are afforded right now that we can use in a positive, joyful way, or we can not do that and stay in fear. And so it's quite an opportunity right now.
Yeah, and you're doing that is setting a wonderful example for other people. Plus that energy goes out and impacts them, whether they're consciously aware of it or not, they will feel it.
Okay. All right. I have another question.
Okay.
Should I be typing or should I be handwriting?
Well, that's whatever you feel best about. You can, or do both. Try them both. See what feels the best.
I feel like I was more inspired when I used to handwrite all of my stories and then type them. And so, and I haven't done that for many years. And I feel like I need to go back to that.
Yeah. So honor that feeling. It's there for a reason.
Okay.
For your creative process, it maybe flows better for you when your hand is physically writing.
It might, yeah.
For me, I type because I want it fast. I don't want to wait to handwrite it. And I don't want to have to do it again. When I type
right.
it.
And that's kind of, I think that's where I've been, but I think I've not been doing that. And so maybe I need to start with the handwritten and then go bring it to the typewriter after that, or the
Well, the cool thing is you can handwrite it, then you can read it into one of your electronic devices and let it translate it to text for you.
Oh, sure, sure.
Yeah, so play with it, just see what feels best, but whichever one is going to allow you to actually do it until
Okay.
it flow is the best choice.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking that question. I'm sure a lot of people wondered that.
Hello,
And so-
Deborah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Natalia.
Hi, Natalia.
Good afternoon. I've been listening in, and I feel very stuck. And I was listening to you telling people to get out and walk. And one thing I'm stuck with, I had made a CD with my poetry, and a friend wrote healing music to it. And I've never done anything with it. I mean, I ordered 200 copies. They're sitting in my car. And I'm like stuck on stupid.
No, don't say that. That's putting yourself down.
Okay. All right.
Talk nicely to yourself, lovingly.
All right. And I'd like to know if it's something that, I like the word optimal, to do it this time.
Well, here's the thing. Do you want to share it with the world? Is that your desire?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if it's your desire to share it with the world, you could make recordings, snippets of it, and put it up on podcasts or YouTube for people to hear with a link to purchase the CD. You could sell it on Amazon. You could sell it on a website. There's so many options for you. It's pretty unlimited in the ways that you can get it out there. There are people who sell meditations on CD on Amazon. So obviously there's a market or it wouldn't be there.
Okay.
But if it's a message that needs to get out to the world and you're feeling drawn to share, then go to meditation and spend some time looking for inspiration of ways you can get it out there. You could form a meetup group where you talk about poetry, meet more people who are like-minded and share your message. So all of those things, you could examine those and see what feels best to you.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
But it's just taking that action, Natalia. Don't worry about getting it wrong, because let's say you start a group and there's great interest and they all want your CD. And then you decide, you know what, I really don't like this. Okay, no problem. Stop doing it. Go do something else. But just do something. Get that energy moving. Get it started. Don't let yourself leave this earth without sharing that message.
Okay.
It didn't come because it was to be kept private, right? You have the need to share it. Let it go. That's your light. Yeah, so definitely go listen to that YouTube video I told you about earlier on the call to the light workers to bring it now. I think that will help you.
All right, fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask one more question before
Sure,
you
go ahead.
Yes. My husband is from another country, and for 3 years he was unable to get back to the United States. due to immigration. And he was finally able to come, and he came with his mother. They stayed for a few months. And then they went back the middle of February, just before this COVID stuff started. So now he can't get back. So I'm like, you know, what do I do? It's like I'm married, but I don't have a husband. And many times I just feel like giving up. You know, this is crazy.
It's always about, what do you want? What is best for Natalia? Do you want to wait for him? Is it a relationship that you want to continue? That's the first question to ask yourself.
Okay.
And it's okay whether it's yes or no, because it's your choice. Remember, you're a free choice soul. Always make the choice that's best for you. Don't worry about anybody else. It's always only about you. When you make the best choice for you, it ends up being the best choice for other people.
Okay, well, that's good.
Because if you choose something that's contrary to what's best for you, ultimately that's going to be harmful to those around you. So it's not selfish to choose the best for you first.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
So Donna just typed, for you, Debbie, you can also ask what is in the highest and best interest of this being. That's another way of expressing it. So, you know, for everybody, that's whatever feels right to you. But with dowsing, it's really important to be specific. Like last month, somebody was talking about, she had been on a call with me before, and she'd ask a question about this trademark and would she get it and when would she get it? So I had gotten a yes, and I had gotten a certain time frame, and she said, well, it happened in that time frame, but I only got one piece of it, and I didn't get the other piece that I still need. So it's like, wow, that's a fabulous example of how to be really specific about your dowsing, because if we had thought about it that way, we could have asked for each of those specific ones. Would she get the whole thing? Would she get this? Would she get that? That kind of thing. So if you are using dowsing to tap into the wisdom, be really picky about the words that you choose, because it's important. You're welcome. Okay, so I think that's it, everybody, and we're already after 1 o'clock. So unless there's anybody else, last call, I'm gonna call it a day.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here. All right, I don't see any other hands, and you guys probably have other things to do with your Saturday. So I'm gonna bless you. Lots of love. Thank you for being here. I so appreciate it. See you all next month. Bye.
Bye-bye.